into law, but also in terms of using the FOI in the best interest of the citizenry. For the former points, I would say it has come out not just at this forum, but so many other fora, that the media should take the backstage in advocating for the promulgation of this bill, where it exists, and where it doesn't, to even take part in terms of bringing it from scratch. And whilst I will quickly, shortly talk about whether or not we are doing very important, we are really living up to having this law as a way of disseminating information, I would just like to say that the media should actually be very much fully involved, contrary to certain notions that the media should reverse because their being at the fore would be misunderstood by leaders, as was told earlier. It happened in the case of Liberia and in so many other countries, including sometimes in my very country, Sierra Leone. I believe that being the case, we need to probably re-strategize. Instead of pushing anybody to the back burner, we all probably stand in the front and advocate in our own different ways. And which brings me to a very short, funny story about a teacher who was in a classroom teaching some grade 4 pupils about the animal called chameleon. And then he stood in front of them, he wrote on the board, C-H-A-M-E-L-E-O-N. And then he said, repeat after me, this is chameleon. And the kid said chameleon. He said chameleon, he said chameleon. The headmaster was passing by, and he overheard this teacher pronouncing this word as chameleon. And then he quickly slipped into the classroom, called the teacher outside, and said to him, that word is chameleon, not chameleon. The teacher said, okay, thank you very much, sir. He went back into the classroom and then turned to the grade 4 pupils and said, well, kids, as I told you earlier, this animal is a very wonderful animal. It changes its color. Just as it changes its color, so it also changes its name. So from chameleon, we say chameleon. It would have been very foolish, counterproductive, if the headmaster had just barged into the room and said to the teacher in front of the kids, hey man, this word is not chameleon, it's chameleon. It would have lowered self-esteem of the teacher, and the kids would hardly ever have trusted whatever it was going to tell them. I'm not sure who is civil society between the teacher and the headmaster. I'm not sure who the media is. But one thing that I do know is that it requires some form of probably out of the room talking or discussion. We come back in with new strategy and correct whatever we have heard in terms of our advocacy for freedom of information to get it where we don't have it as a law. Now, I believe that in lots of countries in Africa, well, not many, because there are just about 10 countries on the continent where this law exists. It has not been fully used. We've had the testimony about what happens in Kenya. But I also believe that the media, journalists have not used it fully. I don't even think they've used it up to 40% where it exists. And where it doesn't exist, there are other pieces of legislation that allow for public information disclosure. In my country, in Sierra Leone, for example, the Local Council Act clearly says that for every local council, the word paste is used. They must paste all their income and expenditure on a notice board at the end of every month. But the truth is, not up to 10% of the local councils have done that. And not up to 1% of the media has asked the question, why haven't they done so? And as a result, for the last 3.5 years, corruption has thrived at the local council level. And I feel if journalists do a lot more in terms of using access to information where it exists, or other pieces of legislation where ATR doesn't exist, it will help a whole lot in terms of bringing people to account and exposing corruption. Thank you.
Excellent.